5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Welcome to Wall Street Sizing Up. We're glad you're here. This is our stock market news today. We go quick, we go fast with today's news and notes you probably won't find on CNBC. That's what we say. So price targets go up, upgrades, downgrades by the analyst. And so we're talking about Tesla, we're talking about Amazon today, Amazon, Robinhood, Cash App, Nintendo. So let's go. First up, we're going to the markets. Let's see what happened at the markets today. Dow was up 475. NASDAQ is up 209. And the S&P was up 52. Big winners today. SAVA, Casala Sciences, up 141. OCGN, Biotech, HOLUU, Holicity, the Shell company, by the way, 62% up. And ANYS, Biotech, Innova, if I'm saying that right, and VXRT, which a lot of ETFs have. That's great. They were up 49% today. That's Vaxart Inc. Biotech. All right, let's get right into it today. Oh yeah, I did want to show you what is still being talked about. So this is StockTwits. Look at the messaging. Even though that AMC and GameStop were both, like, AMC was down 44% today, GameStop down 61% today, still by far the most talked about stocks on StockTwits, which integrates with Twitter. I thought that was a very interesting note. All right, let's go. Did you know today is Wear Your Mask Day? Because starting today, the CDC, by powers of President Biden, and his executive order mandating all masks on all public transportation buses and subways. That includes train stations and airports. All right, top 5 analyst upgrades today. This is what you need to know. The upgrades: Dell, DELL, OMCL, PANW, PRTA, and LYB are the upgrades. The top 5 analyst downgrades: LLNW, CRUS, BHP, VIE, and ARGX. So if you know those symbols, I only know a couple of those. So that was news to me. Let's talk about Tesla. Tesla had to recall. You may have seen this on CNBC. They may have gone more inept than me, but Tesla had to recall 135,000 vehicles over touch screens potentially failing. Now here's the thing. If a touch screen fails, it could cause the backup cameras, the defrosters, the turn signals, etc. to malfunction. That's what the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said, right? This affected the Model S's, but built between 2012 and 2018, and the Model X's, which is the SUV that Elon's got, between 2016 and 2018. The company, Tesla, said, look, man, it's not feasible for such components to last the vehicle's entire useful life. It's just not going to happen, right? The technology is just not there. So if it's built in 2012, it's been 8 going on 9 years, right? It's going to fail. Anyway, they finally said, sure, the recall is going to cost them between $200 and $250 million. Amazon just reported earnings. Let's talk about them real quick. Amazon sees Q1 revenue between $100 billion and $106 billion. The consensus was $95 billion. That's what they see for Q1 of 2021. But they reported Q4 EPS of $14.09. That is double the consensus. So that is why Amazon is being talked about a lot today. They also announced, this is very important, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, is stepping down from the CEO. Is going to become executive chair. It's going to be interesting who they pick for CEO. Amgen also reported Q4 adjusted EPS of $3.81. That beats consensus. TPG Finance initiated with a buy at BTIG as well, if you know them. All right, let's talk about Robinhood real quick. Robinhood says clients can now buy, and thank you for this, Robinhood, 100 shares of GameStop and the meme stocks. That's all you get is 100 shares. It used to be 2 or 3 or 4. unless you had it before. But now you can buy 100 shares. Thanks, guys. Good Lord. Square's Cash App had the same issues with the settlement layer, that they had to find more liquidity, and their clearing broker temporarily halted AMC and Nokia buys. I don't know if that was today. I think it was yesterday on Monday. Pfizer is expecting to sell COVID-19 vaccine doses worth $15 billion this year, right? The company announced its Q4 2020 revenues had grown 12% year over year. So the biotechs had a very, very good years. If you're into Bitcoin, I got one little Bitcoin note. Hedge fund companies have taken, by S3 Partners, I believe is who reports the shorts, does a phenomenal job, in fact. Hedge funds have taken a $1 billion worth of short positions in Bitcoins. I'm sure those are long-term puts. I'm sure they're looking at what 2017 did when we went from 19.8, we retraced all the way down to 3,000. I don't blame them. Will it happen? Right now, what is crypto at? I think we are sitting at, if we're between 33 and 35, we've got to be there for about a week. We're over 35, so we've broken the range. That's a very bullish sign. So those shorts might I'm sure they're long-term puts though. All right, ExxonMobil reported a loss of $22 billion for 2020. It's the first ever annual loss they've ever taken. They're also rumored to have a merger talks between them and Chevron, which would make it a $300 billion merger. And oh, wouldn't that be fun with the with the Biden administration. UPS, all right, the transportation, the delivery company, the revenue for Q4 2020 increased by 21% year over year to $24 billion. The company's operating profit of $1.2 billion. Now, operating profit remained at similar levels as last year. Amazon alone contributed 13% of all of the UPS's overall 2020 revenue. You lose them as a customer and you might not be profitable. They posted a net loss of $3.26 billion due to a $5.6 billion in additional charges. One included a $4.9 billion non-cash pension adjusted charges due to lower interest rates and $545 million impairment charges from selling UPS freight, which I don't know who they sold that to. I wish I did. All right, Nintendo. The ticker always gets me. NTDO. That's Nintendo. Reported revenue of $6 billion. That's up 50% compared to last quarter. So this is just the fourth quarter. The company increased its revenue forecast and announced a dividend increase of 50%. Wow. And it increased its profit expectations for the full year of 2021 by 24% to $5.3 billion ending in March, right? So it's not 2021. Their fiscal year runs a little different. Theirs ends in March, right? So they're expecting it to be up by 24% or to $5.3 billion ending in March. Okay. About 11.6 million units of Nintendo Switch were sold during the last quarter. The company now estimates it will sell 26.5 million consoles this fiscal year, up from its previous estimate of 19 million. That's a hell of a jump. Was that a 20% jump? Also, the rocket launching startup, it's called Astra, is going public via a SPAC, a $2.1 billion deal. The SPAC is called Holicity. It's led by telecommunications entrepreneur Craig McCaw. If you don't know who Craig McCaw is, if you're watching me on a phone, or if you have a phone, any kind of phone, he's the guy that put the satellites up. He's the guy that made cell phones what they do today, and that is communicate. They are the latest rocket company to successfully test a rocket launch after it launched its Rocket 3.2 vehicle. They actually launched their rockets in Alaska, of all places. Safe. And you get to space faster, right? They also said that they had already booked over $150 million in revenue, and they're not even as economical as SpaceX, right? Or I believe Blue Origin is a little bit more expensive, but they are not at scale like SpaceX is. So they've already booked $150 million in revenue from rocket launch contracts for both government and private agencies. And that is the news today. I tried to stay under 10 minutes. Again, we're sponsored by StockTrade.tips. They have one goal. That one goal is to help you profit off the insider positions of the hedge funds. So when this GameStop came down, we had already called it on December 21st. When AMC came down, we had already called it. So just to let you know, that's what we do. So again, watch your six, go hard in the paint. Cheers. We'll see you next time. In fact, we'll see you tomorrow. See you guys.